Yes, bro.
Yes,
Good.
bro. One sec. It's
Should we go?
yeah. Go. Go ahead.
Should we go on? I'll request it again.
Yeah.
Two
No. No.
seconds.
I've got you. I've got you.
You good, yeah?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Now I
Can you
thought you
see
were going
me?
to talk to me. Yeah, yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Can you
Cool.
see me?
Yeah. 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 It's all good, man.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Yeah. Two
Yeah, man.
seconds. Yeah, let me just put
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Cool. No worries. Do your thing.
random things will pop up if I don't. Yeah.
Bro,
How you
how are
been,
you,
man?
man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just trying to do more videos, make some content and stuff like that. Yeah. How you been? I watched the interview before this as well.
Yeah, it's
So
good,
I was
bro.
thinking,
Like, just we keep rolling it. We keep rolling. Like, it's been good. Like quarantine. I'm as I said, like I'm kind of enjoying it because of these interviews and getting to know DJs' careers and everything. So, like, big up everyone joining right now. So I've been doing this for 5 weeks now, doing these
uh-huh.
interviews, different DJs, artists. I did artists at the start of it, because I
Yeah.
wanted to just get those goes out of the way and then get into the
Uh,
DJs. But I want to
yeah.
do like promoters, managers, and whoever, like just anyone. It's networking as well.
Yeah, it's good networking, man. When you're here, you're at home, so you might as well speak to
Definitely,
everyone. I'm sure everyone's kind of free as well, so it's good
definitely.
for them. They're not different places, you know.
How
So
have you
yeah.
been? How have you been though? What have you been doing during quarantine?
So I've done some live sessions, but mainly I've been like creating content and making some beats as well.
Yeah.
So going on the music, trying to get that side of the thing, and yeah, I'm trying to done some radio shows as well, like cover a couple of guys on radio, like Westside. Did some mixes on Kiss and all that. So I've just been keeping busy doing mixes and
Mm-mm.
music. Yeah.
So did you kind of think this would only be a quick quarantine thing, like a month or something, or do you think it would be longer? Did you think it would be longer?
Oh, well, when it was, what was it? When it was Baby Rave, I was like, oh, okay, no, people are just like worried, you know. So we were just a bit worried because I'm a bit laid back kind of person, so
Yeah.
I don't get worried so fast. But as it hit March, it started to get like, week by week and day by day, the gigs were moving shifty. So the gigs that you were doing already,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was they're not packed anymore, and you're like, okay, there's something going on. Okay, but it's okay. Then day by day, your gigs would get cancelled. You know, like they say, oh, this place is shut down now. This place is
Mm.
shut down. Even abroad gigs are got cancelled, all of them. So
Like literally
then,
three
I
days. Yeah,
realized
like 3 days
this is serious.
before Boris said he's gonna shut the clubs. I was at Cirque, and Cirque was
Yeah,
empty. Like the dance
yeah,
floor was empty. Like there was maybe 5 tables used.
yeah.
It was
And
so.
when you see those big clubs are closed, then you
As
know
soon as
it's,
they're not making
it's
money,
gonna
like
happen.
literally, we turned up at 12 o'clock, no table booking,
Yeah.
nothing. They just put us on a table. That's how empty it was. Like, like
Yeah,
you
I
know
love
how
it.
in these clubs you have to reserve like 2 weeks in advance, man. Like we
Yeah.
t-
And
we
if
turned up and
you
that
get
was it.
into all the West End on this one, but just you go in, that's
Yeah,
it.
just like
No,
okay,
but
you go.
you know, there's a problem. You know, that's where the issue is serious now. So, but yeah, man. So, I guess we just have to ride out, to see what's going on in the next level. So,
Definitely. So everyone join in. I'm gonna get into a little interview and discussion with Nojan. So how did DJing begin for you? How did everything start?
for DJing side, so to start with, I used to be in a band.
Okay.
I used to even play rock metal kind of music as well. So I used to be a drummer in a band when I was in school. Then I was playing drums and guitars and all that stuff. So once that once the school phase finished, we have a band and go do gigs and stuff. The band broke up once everyone went to university. But I always loved to perform. I was to DJ and have a crowd, or like I was gonna be a solo drummer to
Yeah.
start with. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this hip hop or R&B or metal or rock, whatever. I'm gonna drum to it, like Thomas Lang and these guys. But I started DJ. I started get a concept, and then I was like, okay, this is more fun, So I'm gonna stick with this. So
Mm.
yeah, about 2007. Yeah, 2007. I started practicing. Then I would say the first gig was 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we started in 2008, the first gig. So
What
just
was
took,
what was your first
I
gig?
wanted to be ready. Where was my first gig?
Yeah.
So I moved about a lot. So I used to live in Aberdeen, because we all came there, my family and everything. So
Yeah.
I used to live in Aberdeen. The first gig was at Tiger Tiger.
Okay.
Actually, my first gig was a busy one. Like most of the people, most of the DJs, the first gig is quite quiet ones. But this one was I did a house party. One of the guys at a house party was a promoter of that club, and said, "Yeah, we're gonna need a DJ on that Friday," and it was a Friday night. The night was called Coco. So he said, "You need a DJ upstairs on a Friday. They're downstairs, the main club, and upstairs, like when everyone come in and stuff like that. It's like a lounge then downstairs." So the first gig I had was, I think I had about 400 people in there, and it was scary. It was really scary.
How did you kind of deal with it?
Yeah, I had this first gig, I had a playlist. So I was like, okay, these are the tracks I'm gonna play. But then at the same time, I was told to go hard.
Yeah.
Because downstairs is the club, so it doesn't mess with this thing. But downstairs was a house vibe.
Yeah.
And upstairs was more R&B and hip hop, so that kind of made it easier for me. And you know that back in like 2007, 8, when all those house kind of track came out and everyone, all the DJs, it was okay. The main room was that, and our small room was R&B hip hop. So I playlisted it, and I just went through it. I went through the playlist, and from there it kind of started. From there, me covering. Then after that gig, after that one, no more of that club came up. After that one, I did a warm up for another DJ.
Okay.
So I was a warm-up DJ for about 2 years.
So you got good practice in warm-ups.
Yeah, like the guy that I used to warm up with, he used to just like I had my laptop set up. He had his laptop set up, and he used to be just like, pass me the headphone, play a track, pass me the headphone, and say, okay, I'm gonna go to the toilet. And I had to be ready to pull it off in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. or something. So I got a good practice getting into the track, how to be a warm-up DJ, and I also got a good practice of how to deal with it when it's busy. Because I would go there while I warmed up, I would stay until the end of the night to get the experience, to get what music goes right and everything. And then he went on holiday and he passed me the gig. And for some reason, that night, that gig was quiet. That gig was dead. Dead. But after that, we started to build it up. So, yeah.
So what makes your set unique compared to other DJs?
I would say I have my own style. After a while, when you DJ, you get your own style. I also collaborate a lot of international kind of music, like a French, Dutch, Spanish, into commercial. So I mix them into commercial. So I would say it brings a different vibe, or some tracks or some remixes that no one really heard. So that's how I would say it would do. And I like to stay busy when I'm DJ. Like have things to do when I DJ. And that's I would say this would make my set different from that.
Definitely. DJ. So have you had any, like, what overseas bookings have you had?
Overseas, a lot. So what happened was, how I explain this. Okay, so what was happening was I used to work part-time and DJ. I was in uni, then I started work part-time and DJ. So when I finished uni, I started work full-time, in the oil and gas. So because it was in Aberdeen, oil and gas for 5 years. Then I stopped in 2016. I said, okay, I want to do full-time DJing. So I stopped working there. I started planning to do full-time DJing. So once I started to do that, I started thinking about how to get booked internationally. Then from then, it was only from, I think, 2016 until now that I've been getting booked internationally. The places I've been is Turkey, Germany, Georgia, Netherlands, Spain, Greece, and I think that's it.
So you've been all over.
The only one, France, I haven't been to.
Okay. I heard the Paris scene is good.
Yeah. So that was a sick one. Like I knew it from Marbella, and when I was in Marbella, all the French people get lit, so it's good.
So yeah, you did Marbella in 2018. So like, how did you get that?
So I want to do a season, because you look up to all the other DJs, and when all these DJs have what's it called, international bookings.
Yeah.
When you look at them, they follow certain steps to get those internationals booking, and I've noticed most of them, almost all of them, have done a season.
Yeah. In
different countries, or one season. I would recommend that personally. If you want to do be a DJ that have a choice to DJ wherever you want to do, wherever you want to be and where you want to live, that is good to do a season because you
Hmm.
gather heaps of contact. You've done a season as well. So I went to Greece first and Zante. I went there. I spent like a week there.
Yeah.
DJ a couple of sets because I knew a couple of people. I knew Gavin and them. So DJ a couple of sets there. Then I kind of liked the scene. It was okay. Then I went to Marbella for a holiday, and I had Sai, DJ
Yeah.
Sai, shout out Sai. So he hooked me up with a couple of gigs there. Then I kind of liked the scene there, and I was like, okay, this is the kind of place I would want to come back. So I went to Sisu
Hmm.
for just as a as it was the last day I was in Marbella, so I went to Sisu. I was like, I need to see what's it look like. I want to go inside, and
Yeah.
I had like my backpack and just went through. Just I had to look around, and I spoke to Sisu's owner Tommy and them. Then from there, the next year so it happened. I gave him a call and stuff. I want to come through, and that was it.
So what club do you prefer in Marbella?
Oh, okay. Political here. The clubs are like the what, like a nightclubs or during the
Any
day.
place you kind of DJed in Marbella? What's your
The
kind of
place,
best vibe or?
place that has a good vibe is Mirage. Mirage has a good vibe in Marbella. So if you're there, check it out. Mirage is good. Sisu is of course
I want to go to Sisu.
supporting.
I've been to Tibu before, but I haven't been to Sisu or Mirage.
Tibu is cool. Tibu is good as well. Tibu is more like a British vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Tibu has a lot of British vibe, whereas Mirage have like the very international vibe. So you can be like you can play different music, but in Tibu like it's kind of like UK kind of. You can even go grimy in Tibu.
Yeah.
But it depends who's up in water. That's good. There's Pangea. There's a place called
Yeah,
Pangea. That's a
Pangea, yeah.
sick place. I say it's on top of the thing. It's nice. News Cafe, of course. News
Hmm.
Cafe. A lot of people know that one. So yeah, there beach wise, I would say Ocean Beach. Ocean Beach is sick.
Yeah.
La Sala is good. So and now they open Now Club as well there. So yeah, so if you do
So
Marbella, let me
if
know.
you so if you're an up and coming DJ, is it easier to kind of go to those places first, like one way ticket, see what you can get,
Yeah.
instead of emailing or doing any of that stuff?
Well, yeah. The thing is, like, if you, it's like it's all branding. So if you make sure your branding is up. So if you have content for people, first I would have a content for people to look at. So
Hmm.
if you're gonna say you're a DJ and you wanna do a set at the guy's club, the guy have to see a good content. So first have that ready and be ready.
Yeah.
But then I would go, yeah, actually I would go to a place. If they see you're at their place, and if they see, okay, damn, this guy just came in here for like he's spending his own money. He came here and he's looking around and he's asking for a job for the next season or asking to DJ. This guy's serious. So but if you email, it's not a bad thing, but it's more difficult to get to
Definitely.
get the booking with email.
Hmm.
But if you're there, they're gonna see you, and I would say 9 times out of 10, when you're there, you get a shot. Like if you're there, you're ready with your bag, with your equipment. If you got your equipment there, that's what I used to do. I used to go to places and have my equipment ready. And when the guy said, "Okay, we can give you a slot tonight," and you want to jump on, so I would jump on
Yeah.
and do a little set. Then if you kill it, then you can tell the guy next time, "Listen, I killed it last time, so let's work
Let's
more."
work it out.
Yeah, but definitely going to places is a 100% more beneficial, and
So,
going meeting people,
mm,
speaking to people.
who in the industry do you look up to?
Who I look up to, okay, kind of varies, between it varied from like when you started,
Yeah.
from when you DJ when you started. But on the DJ scene, I would say like in a bigger DJ scene, I would say some people like DJ Snake. This is one of the guys that look up to. Of course, Jazz Jeff is one of the guys that look up to. He's like a bigger scale guy. Mainly DJ Snake's the guy that he started to bring all that kind of the Afro EDM tracks. And
Hmm.
he didn't like, I would say he didn't really care that he has to go to house music to play those things in a festival. He managed to market that in a way that he's booked in festivals with all those big house artists, but he plays his own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah, in UK scene, there's a lot of guys about I have a lot of respect for in London. There's guys like we've got Sai, we've got Reese, we've got Reese Parker, we've got Shorty Blitz, DJ Swerve, Colin Francis,
Yeah. There's so many.
yeah, so many of these guys, that You look up to try to see what's going on.
Especially fitted doors for you. Because he said he's taller than you.
Well, who? Just
Just
Craig.
Craig, yeah. He was like, I'm a foot taller than you.
He's a good dancer though. Just Craig is a good dancer. If you give this guy a few drinks,
Yeah.
he will dance. No one can beat him with dance floor.
How are you with hosting your set? Like, how are you on the mic? Are you confident with that, or are you kind of, I'll let a host come and do that job?
To start with. Yeah, I wasn't to start with, but I think it's an element that is good to have.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a guy that like it's every time I go. Some guys are DJ and hosts, you know. So I'm not a guy that is that gonna jump on a mic straight away. But when I think the moment's right and when I think the night is at the hype, yeah, I can go on a mic. I didn't used to be, but I practiced it. I practice at home even. I pretend to have a crowd, and I will just you know, shout on the mic like a crazy person, and just like make sure things are right, you know.
I'm gonna ask you this: do you think radio is dying out? Do you think it's like because of the platform? Like you've got platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff like that. Do you think it's kind of dying out, or?
No, I don't think radio ever dies out because as much as you'd have, give me a message crazy. As much as you could have music on Spotify and all these stuff, you still need presenters, DJs to bring you this new music. As much as you could search it, but you could listen to a radio.
Yeah.
And a presenter could bring this new music you never heard of.
You know, Jordan goes sort out your Nokia.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't get sorted. People just message me all the no, no, I don't think that is that. I think it's actually a bit stronger now.
Yeah.
Like for just now at the quarantine is something like it's really strong. There's something that I'm trying to get into as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So really my next kind
is that kind of the next steps for you going into like into radio?
Yeah, like my whole DJ plan is and was that is I wanted to be able to live wherever I want to live and DJ, you know. So that's why I moved so much. So I moved to Glasgow, then I moved to Marbella, then I moved to London now. So because of that, I wanted to do that. But now, having radio is really beneficial, to be honest.
Yeah.
Having radio is a good job and good fun, good thing to have, you know.
So with your residencies in London, how did you get those?
How did I get those? I'll tell you one name. Reese. Reese
Well, for Reese.
No. Other guys as well. Reese helped me out a lot. Sai helped me out a lot. And Anthony. So basically, what happened was I went to Marbella. Then I built up. So the reason I went to Marbella was to network.
Yeah. And
built up a network of people that I know, so I can move to London. So this is all my plan. Okay. So when I went to Marbella, it wasn't like I'm gonna go there and like live a life for a bit and that's it. I went there with a plan. I went there to be able to DJ every club. I wanted to DJ at every club in that one season, and I wanted to build up all the contacts because I knew all the guys that come there. I think 90% of people that have events there and do promoting, they are from London.
Yeah.
Or do stuff at Takes London, you know, around. They're from England. So that's how I met a lot of people there. I spoke to them, made contacts, connections. DJ Swerve helped me out a lot as well, you know, from Kiss FM. Yeah. So from there, when I came to London, when I came back from Marbella, I kind of went to Glasgow. And while I was getting my things together, gigs were calling up from London. So I had to come to London every 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I had to come to London for like a week and DJ, you know, so I was like, I might as well just move down. The time is right, so I moved down to London. So now, just some of the gigs have been passed by some of the guys, some of the DJs, and some of the other gigs have been basically I've been going to a club, speaking to the DJ, speaking to the promoter, or speaking to the bouncer. Some of the jobs have been bouncers, you know, some of the DJ jobs. The security knows me, and he's just gonna speak to the guy.
So you had like a concise plan, basically, going to these countries, wanted to do this, and I wanted to like do like you didn't just go there and was like I just want to do the gigs, and you wanted to kind of expand everything.
To be honest, it's fun. It's fine if a DJ want to do like I don't look down on any DJ that want to go that does maybe like 5 seasons abroad and want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's his plan and that's what works for him. It's the same as like I don't um, look down on any DJ that stays in one town and DJs there for years.
Mm.
That that's what he wants to do. If he's happy doing that, that's what he wants to do. That's cool. But for me, I want to move about. So the way to move about is to do these things. To go build a contact. Once you build a contact, you have a contact globally. Once you
Yeah.
have a contact globally, you're in. Because as big as it is, as big as the circle is, and as impossible as it looks, once you go there and once you see that, it's small. As big as it looks, like so many, but there's like you come to a point that main things are run by certain people. So if you know those certain people, all it is, you need to work on your skills as a DJ.
What's your take on like the West End clubs versus kind of outside that bubble? Because
Yeah,
it's a different clientele, different market you're doing. So like,
yeah.
what's your kind of take on that?
So my take on West End clubs, I mean, I enjoy playing West End clubs. I enjoy playing uh, Shoreditch, for example, or like other clubs as well.
Yeah.
The vibe is different. Where West End is more like a upmarket, obviously, and it's like you have to kind of, how would you say it? The vibe is more as a bottle service. It's not so much of a dance.
Yeah.
Like
Do you do
people
you
like
do you
wouldn't
not do you think that's where like the scene is going to more of a bottle service thing, or do you think that it's just like
yeah.
places like the West End that will only do that, or do you think that all clubbing scenes are going to that route?
Well, no, I don't think so. No, there's some clubs that they have that service, even though they have that service right now,
Yeah.
that bottle service, of big ballers come through. They still have a good vibe of letting people in, for example,
Yeah. Oh my
like
God! Like, you don't even get me started on letting people in, man. I've been
yeah,
I've
it's
I've
all
been turned
political,
away.
man. It's mad, like when you're like it, for example, when you're a DJ,
Yeah.
I want to get my friends to come in, yeah. So you manage to get two or three, but I want to be at a club that if 10 of my friends want to come in and they're decent guys and mix or whatever, they should come through. They
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
able to come through. You shouldn't be worried about like, oh, are they gonna come in if they're not gonna buy 10 bottles. So it's just that's a difference. That's the difference, I would say, between those clubs. But then if the clubs are going the way of trying to make a bottle service, then it's just business.
Yeah.
End of
It's
the
just
day, this is
business.
business.
I feel like it's gonna go to that
Um,
after quarantine because they're gonna need that business. That's the thing. They're gonna need that
yeah, I
revenue.
think after quarantine is gonna be private parties, to be
Yeah.
honest. That's one thing. I think it's gonna be a lot of private
Minimum
parties, smaller
spends.
parties. Yeah, well, it's worrying because there's also a lot of DJs, and there's a lot of so it's all come to contacts now. So that's what I
Definitely.
would do.
So, in your opinion, do you think it was when you started DJing? Do you think it was easier for you to kind of pave your way, or do you think it's easier now for people starting?
What do you mean?
So, like, it was easier for you to start, easier for you to make a name for yourself, easier for you to get gigs than now, or do you think?
No, no. I think it's each time has its own difficult times and easy times. Because when I started DJing, I used to when I did a warm up DJing. I used to go to a club during the day and practice there and put a mixtape on the mix CDs,
Yeah.
and you had to put them out on SoundCloud and had to actually record on CDs. And so it was difficult on that time. Social media wasn't that big, so it was all networking between the different people. But now social media is easier a bit for me to do certain things. But right now, with the DJs, a lot of DJs say now there's a lot of DJs, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of DJs are bad because the way the DJing is, like electronic and everything. But if I'm honest, if you're good at what you do, doesn't matter if there's a lot of DJs or not. Because there's a lot of DJs, there's a lot of good DJs, but there's also a lot of not very good DJs.
Yeah.
So you have to find out why should they book you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like why I could play that music and someone else could play that music just as well as me, probably. Or I could play probably just as well as him. But the reason that he's gonna book me have to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So now it goes to business. So
Yeah.
now it has to be a business. You have to have a business mind. What you do and what you're gonna bring to the club.
What are you
Is that
bringing to the
crowd
table?
or is that people? Yeah. So, but I would say every time has its own hard time, tough time for
Mm. So you
DJs
said
to come
quite
in.
a lot of this, but what kind of makes a good DJ?
what makes a good DJ, in my opinion,
Yeah, in your opinion, yeah.
Someone that can read the crowd well, warm up. Like someone can warm up like the whole DJ set needs to be like a story. You know, if you're reading a story and it has a start, it goes to a middle and it gets hyped, then it comes back again. So the whole DJ set, I would say, it needs to have that is a 4 or 5 hour shift.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing like a warm up the whole night. So a good DJ would warm up well, be able to warm up, read the crowd well, and also knows his music well. I would say if you know your music from your old school to new school to whatever, you could switch up. Doesn't matter what happens in a set. So just know the music and have a lot of music with you all the time. And the DJ that can play all that and add a bit of techniques in there, that's gold, man.
Yeah. For me, it's just like if you're a warm up DJ and you're playing all the bangers before 11 o'clock, I should like. Of course, it's annoying, but if you're a good DJ, you should know that it don't matter because you can restart the night. You've got so many other songs. There's like millions of songs out.
And that's like this is probably you got that from doing a season.
Yeah.
Because when you do a season, like so when I was in Marbella, for example, there is say there's 4 DJs, 5 DJs on a night, and you know it's not like yeah, it's 2 o'clock, it's quiet. They open the club and it's busy. Yeah.
Like literally in Mexico, only over there it's like the club's only open at like 1. Like 12 o'clock is when they're just starting to like the staff are coming. You know what I mean? Like it's open till 6. You know what I mean? So it's crazy because, but also over there, like they don't have like it's not like UK where you've got warm up, then like prime time, and then it's over there. It's just like it's all prime time kind of thing.
Go do it. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like first time I went to Marbella, and I phoned Sai, and Sai was like, "Yeah, I'll come and get you at like 12. I'll hit you up at 12, and we go to a club. Yeah, I'll hit you up tonight." He said, "Oh, I'll hit you up tonight. We'll go to a club." And it was about 11:10. So I was like, "Okay, I'm just waiting and think, okay, he's gonna give me a call." And we went to like 1 o'clock, and no call. And I called him. I was like, "Bro, it's 1 o'clock. Night is almost finished. Are we gonna go out?" And he's like, "Mate, club is closed. It's open at 2 o'clock. It's only open at 2 a.m. No one's gonna go out until like 1 o'clock.
See, I wish London was like that, and like UK in general was like that, where it wouldn't be 10 till 3 because 10 till 3 is no time at all if you think about it. Because no one actually get like I don't know about you, but I would if I was going on a night out, I wouldn't get there till 12, and then that's 3 hours max.
No, that's definitely unless you go to like pre-bars and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that. But it's like the thing you were saying about the set. So it's like you just DJ. You should have enough music. You have enough. There's enough pockets to go. You know. So like C2 was like one of them. Like on like Friday, Saturdays, we had like a 2-hour slots. Then somebody would a headliner would come in, whether it was Rusky or whether it was like Kiss Story guys or Colin Francis and them lot. So they would come in and do that set. Then we would do a closer after.
Yeah.
But it was busy all the time, so you had to keep it going somehow. But if you didn't have a lot of music, if you didn't know your music, so like I would, for example, go in there, Rusky would come in and play some UK bashment. I'll be like, okay, if I'm going to go after him, I'm going to start playing, like, I'm going to play some Latino music. You know, I'm going to play reggaeton.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to mix it with like some US hip hop now, you know. So you just have to have the old school sound. Some come to new stuff. Then you're like, okay, now I need to go to old school, but you need to know what was big in old school to be able to play it.
Definitely.
You can't just play old school, you know.
What's been like the highlight for you in your career so far?
Highlight was probably Sean Paul. Yeah, I would say.
I was actually just gonna ask that as well. So how did you get that? How did that all come about?
It's my Glasgow guys. So we have DJ Naeem from Glasgow. Shout out to him. He helped me out a lot when I went to there. So he had a set there, and they needed an extra DJ to warm up as well. So he gave me a shout. It was like, you warm up for that? Then that was from there. You know, I got a booking. Got there. So it's just the connections. You know the right connections when they come to your town. That's it. You're gonna get involved.
What was the type of music you were playing?
type of music. Well, for Sean Paul,
Yeah.
it was. I started to go. Yeah, I started to go dancehall, bashment, and I went a bit old school. But the crowd there at the start were quite young.
Yeah.
So I mixed it with some UK stuff, like commercial UK stuff, like Young Bane and that kind of stuff. I play a couple international ones as well. I always play, the Jaja and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that those songs
Yeah,
always
that
pop
song was
now.
big. Yeah, that sounds so. When did you go to Mexico? When were you in
2 years
Mexico?
ago, so that didn't come out. None of that was out. Like
2 years.
2 years
No, I
ago.
was like 2018. Yeah,
Was it?
yeah, 2018. So that song.
when did it drop? When did it drop in 2018?
I think it dropped like.
I thought it was
I think it dropped
2019.
early. No, no.
I thought it was the start of
Well,
2019. You know, I don't even
no,
know.
so that song dropped in 2018, even like January or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
then, okay.
Like, it was mad because like that song Jaja, I was like
Yeah.
news cafe, resident there. So when I was DJing there, this group of French people came and asked me. It was in end of June, yeah, and they said, "You have this track called Jaja," and I was like, "No, I don't. Jaja, I don't have it." So
Yeah.
they sent me like, "Well, look at this one. Look at this one. It's this one. Get it, get it." So I was like, "Okay." I got the track. Then I played the day after, and it went off. And since then, everybody were asking for that track. You had to like play like twice in your set at least in everywhere, and it became like the biggest track of, I'll say 2018.
I heard it.
Like
I heard it in January. So I was DJing in Amsterdam in January, and I heard it on the DJ before me was playing it. That's when I thought it. That's why I thought it only dropped then. I only thought it dropped like start of last year.
No, it dropped. Yeah. So that was probably where do you hear it in January? In UK?
No, in Netherlands.
Oh, okay. So in Mexico.
So
in Netherlands.
So yeah, I was DJing in Netherlands.
Sick.
Last year Jan and this year Jan, but last year Jan that's when I heard it, but I didn't actually hear it in Mexico. Like I don't think they play that sort of stuff there anyway.
No.
Like
no, but that in Europe. Yeah, it's Europe. Like it's America. I know a lot of people in America don't know it. Still, so when Europe that became so big. In 2018,
that was a big tune. It's still a big tune anyway.
Still a big tune, yeah. Still, but it's like it's been rinsed.
It's rinsed. It's rinsed.
I had to go download so many remixes for me because I didn't want to play the same track every night. You know, like I'm going to play the same track twice a night. So I was like, okay, now I have to have another version of it now. I can play it better at least.
What type of genre do you prefer playing? Like hip hop?
I prefer. I like playing. I love Spanish music. I love playing reggaeton music, hip hop, reggaeton, and I like Moombatin kind of style. That's my preference to play Moombatin, hip hop, reggaeton, and I like dancehall bashment as well.
Yeah,
I'm quite big on playing reggaeton and French, even French hip hop and French Afrobeat.
Yeah.
So international.
What's your take on that? Because those scenes are coming up big time now, especially like with a lot of UK producers using like bashment, dancehall, kind of Afro swing in their songs as well, and also like Latino artists actually probably bigger than American artists.
Now it's really good, man. I'm really enjoying that. The music scene right now is a lot better than what it was, in my opinion. Like say 2012, 13, so because those time when I was in Scotland and like like all those like shout out to Pitbull. No,
it was Pitbull, Flow Rider. That was popping in like 2012.
Yeah, Flow Rider. I actually respect Flow Rider because he had a style, and that is his. And he still, if he does a track, he still doesn't understand.
But like, what happened to him? Though? What happened to him?
He knew he made his money, I guess. And he was like, "No, I'm tired of touring." And you still like thing is that last in January I was watching someone's IG. In Dubai, and he was booked in Dubai and it was popping. All these like big American.
That's the thing, though. Like you go to those places like Dubai, they're not. I wouldn't say backward, but they're like listen to those tunes still. They're not caught onto our UK drill stuff and blah blah blah. They still listen to like the Flow Riders and all of that sort of.
Yeah. No, and you see, and that's another thing I would say. When you go abroad, you'll see it's so much bigger than UK.
Yeah, definitely.
And it opens your mind that like I could do this, I could come back and take that flavor and inject it into UK with the UK stuff because
Yeah.
now I have two material. You know, like it's like I don't know. It's like a boxer that can kick. You know, and now you got the kick in, now you can box and kick. So
Yeah,
now
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got them both. You know, they're trying to take the good. You know, from there.
So
So I
where do
would
you
say.
kind of see yourself after quarantine in the next couple of years? What do you want to achieve?
Well, I don't know because it changes so much. To be honest, what I want to kind of achieve is I want to get more involved with radio, and I also in production. I want to do more production. We managed to put tracks out, um, but things change all the time. You know, you could do something for 2 3 months, and the scene changes. This quarantine just happened. You know,
Yeah.
so you can't really. You just have to do best with what's happening for you just now. You just have to do best with it. So, but yeah, I would definitely say production and radio. Yeah, but I love DJing in the clubs. You know, so
Any other countries you wanna DJ in?
countries I want to try US. You know, I want to try US, going there, and Dubai. I haven't been to Dubai. But try
Dubai, yeah,
US and
Dubai I'd wanna
Dubai.
do. That's the one I wanna do.
But I don't know if I can live in Dubai. So, like to me, like I'm Persian, yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's so close. Like Iran and Dubai, they're close. So for me to go to Dubai, I'm like, well, I didn't come to UK to go to
Mm.
Dubai.
What's
You
the
know what I mean?
Iranian
It's a
scene
bit
like?
Iranian scene. We have a lot of private parties.
Okay.
They have a lot of that. So it's like they have like a something like a club, but in a private. So that's it's the music scene is more like a I would say it's house.
Yeah.
Iranian music scene is like
EDM
whereas like
in those areas.
yeah no it's like even like a house chill house
Uh-huh.
like because like they it's different because like in say in more Middle Eastern Arabic countries they more drawn towards hip hop and all of that but whereas Iranians are more drawn towards house
Yeah.
for some reason. But it's always been like that. So they're like deep house, kind of chill house. They kind of like that kind of vibes.
Hmm.
They're not really the whole of the EDM, but they like the house music.
Definitely.
So
What's your take on reality TV stars going
oh,
into DJing? Oh, hello. You there?
yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I was just saying, what's your take on reality TV stars going into DJing, but not kind of just doing it for their brand and just something different for
Um,
them? Like,
the thing is, I can't blame them. You know, like if somebody come to you, that's what I always say. If somebody come up to you and say, "Listen, I'm gonna give you 5K to go to this club and DJ,"
yeah,
like, would you not take it?
I'll
Like,
take
you
it.
would take it.
Yeah, I'll
You know,
take it.
so that's what I'm saying. They're making their money. It's just what you have to do as a DJ to be different from them. But
But do you
if
agree that
that's what
people kind of just doing it because they're seeing people make money off of it and stuff like that? And do you think now it's more prevalent?
no, but I don't know because like everyone have different purpose for doing stuff. You know,
Yeah.
if that's his way of getting money and doing it, and if it's down to a club promoter that or the club to book him, you know, because we have a club in Glasgow, and I have a club in Glasgow that the guy actually says that will not book anybody that doesn't actually have a talent, you know.
Hmm.
So we're not gonna book like a DJ that is like reality from say Love Island and now
Yeah.
he's not DJing. You know, now he's DJing and he's not really DJ and he can't really DJ. We're not gonna book him. You know, that's really comes down to them. But
Hursty,
you know,
sorry, Hursty just causing trouble, man.
on it.
This guy's
Look at
causing
the
trouble.
groupie.
Don't worry, we're not gonna get into this. We're not even gonna get into this. But you're
No,
causing
I gotta
trouble.
get into this.
No, he's causing trouble. He's causing trouble.
Yeah, no, but if that's the purpose for a reality TV show to do it, then why not, man? If they're getting money at the, you know, just ask him.
Not going through this, man. You're causing too much trouble. He's causing trouble. I'm gonna ban you for my life.
Well, are you single?
Yeah, I'm single.
Yeah, single. So why you worried? Go on then.
No, but no. It's, no, because he's just taking a mic. I need to actually just check who's in here to be honest with you. Okay, don't worry, it's cool. It's just DJs. It's cool. No, there's just there's this girl who's following everyone around. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I got it. That's cool. That's cool. loyal supporter, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely, definitely.
yeah,
Are you single
I am now. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
now? Now, yeah.
I wasn't
Well,
like recently. Recently, I'm saying.
why when you DJ in these Mayfair clubs, you have to be in it.
No, no, I don't know. You could, you could be. It's yes to be maybe. No,
So,
but like
yeah,
the whole thing about DJs and like we got a bad name. Like if you're a DJ, you got a really bad name. They're like, oh, these guys are all, you know,
trust,
mess
yeah.
about, do like like bang girls all the time. And to be honest, like I'm DJing there, like what do you think is gonna happen? Like someone come and grab me while I'm DJing, and try and bone me around. I'm just doing my thing, I'm playing the music, and I don't usually look at people. I don't like speaking to anyone when I'm DJ. I don't like because I'm too busy in my own head trying to concentrate on the thing. So it's the whole thing of DJs or like big players and all that. I think it's quite a myth,
I
apart from
mean,
Hursty.
yeah,
Hursty is
apart
a
from
big
Husty,
player.
this guy actually no, he's taken anyway. He's taken, but like no one knows.
Yeah, O'Neill's in the house. So
No,
there's
the
another
ladies
one.
man.
No, Wendell, come on. you don't want you don't want me to say things about Marbella now,
Whatever happens in Marbella stays in Marbella.
you want me to lie now, Wendell, man. Big man.
So
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 yeah,
you got Nike, right? So like I sorry, not Nike, JD, sorry. So with JD, how
yeah.
how did you get that? How's that going?
JD, it's an agency that runs it. So I used to DJ for JD back in Scotland.
Yeah.
So I started, and yeah, so I started DJ for a couple of them, for a couple of JD sports brands, and so once they just hit me up. I used to apply to all these places. I used to just go on emails. Oh, I still do. I used to go on email brands, just send an email saying this is me, this is the package I can offer. If you want to book, just
Mm-hmm.
let me know. So that's how JD came up. They're like, okay, we need a guy for this. But the thing is, like, one thing is sending an email, one thing is being ready. Like when they called me, I was like, yeah, I'm going, done. Getting it done. So
Yeah.
once you've done it, they kind of they trust you. They trust me. When they come to London, they give me good spots in London as well. They're good guys. Baldy, and it's New Connect guys. So
So I'm gonna ask you this. Like
probably
I know you're a artist DJ. What's your
yeah.
kind of take on artist DJ versus DJ who's DJing a club and the artist turns up and you DJ for them?
Well, okay, so I used to some of these gigs. I used to be an artist. I was a Persian artist DJ.
Yeah.
So there was this guy is called TM Back. So I used to DJ for them, and this a lot of international booking came from them. And it's to be honest, it's a lot easier than DJing in the night. So if you are experienced DJ, when you become an artist DJ, it's a lot easier for you to do because you go on, you hype it up. You can play for like I used to play maybe like for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
hype it up. Then once you go on, but it's a really mad experience because I would recommend if anyone can be an artist DJ, do become an artist DJ because it's a mad experience when you go on a stage and you have so many crowd and they're cheering for the guy that's coming
Yeah.
on, but they not everyone knows who's coming on. So when one person steps on stage, everyone go crazy, and you're like, okay, that's not for me though. But you get that kind of response and feedback. Yeah, it's just quite easier because you can go in and play all the bangers, then the artists come on and
Yeah.
do their thing. And so is that the aspect you were asking about?
Yeah, and also what's your because like a lot of DJs are like unless you've built yourself up to a point where people know you and you've built your brand, like they saying like, oh, I wouldn't want to be an artist DJ because that takes your kind of limelight away. Do you find that, or do you think?
No. So what it is like you want to be? I would. What advice I would say? You want to be this guy. You want to be this DJ, and you want everyone else to see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the more platform that you go out, the more chance of you being getting noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whether you're artist DJ. So I DJ for Ransom, for example. Yeah. But when I DJ for Ransom, I also make my own contacts. I also make my own ways of getting gigs.
Yeah.
So it kind of it's beneficial because it gives you an in with certain promoters, certain managers. Yeah, rappers can't really get you to DJ. It's not really beneficial. But if they see you, you're in the industry, you're around. When an opportunity comes up, you're in there. I wouldn't say it takes away. It just depends how you market yourself. So
Yeah.
like I for example, DJ for Ransom, but I have my own logo on I have a sign with Nojan on it.
Yeah.
Every time I go in, I put it there, and chat Ransom always chats me out as well. This is my guy. So it bounces off of each other, I would say, rather than if you try to keep it to yourself and say, oh, I'm not gonna do more collaboration you would do, the higher it's gonna get you. That's what I
Have
would
you
say.
got more
More,
bookings from doing it, or have your bookings kind of
yeah.
stayed the same? Or
No, you get it's you get more profile. You can gather more content from it.
yeah,
So if I'm DJing for a lot of that is actually what you do with it. So if I was DJing for a gig, say I was we were doing Mist, like we were doing Mist opening tour. Yeah.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
So we did a gig for Mist, but I had my own camera guy, there. So I told him, listen, can you film like a minute,
yeah,
just me DJing, then film it, then send it to me, then I can video it. I can put it together, then I post it up. That's me DJing there.
yeah,
Yeah. So then from that, people see you DJing where Myth is, where you are performing. Then your booking goes up. Then when someone gives you a call, they don't take a bet with the price or anything like that.
yeah.
They know the level kind of. So it ups your level. Then you can get good bookings from it. So the things that would make you more certified, I would say.
So what's your take on, like I was talking about this with you before, like what's your take on agency and being independent?
Again, with me, I'm a guy that I'm very inclusive, I would say. So I would work with agencies, I would work with DJs, I would work with promoters. Yeah. But one thing I would say is don't tie yourself down to anyone and any DJ agency or anything, because many things can happen. Like, don't tie yourself to one club, because that club could shut down. No one's fault. So that club could shut down. Your
That
gig's
literally
gone.
happened to me
Everything.
2 years ago. That's why my
Yeah.
residency for the summer, and then
Uh-huh.
they didn't pay their rent for 2 months. I didn't know this
Mm.
till they closed down, and I was like, wow, I
Oh,
got nothing. I got nothing. You know what I mean? But
no, yeah, that's the thing. But you learn after a while. You do
yeah,
this thing, you learn. Like don't tie yourself to one promoter, because if he can't do a nice anymore, then you're screwed. So just have as many I would say as many pies you can get your hand in, but within reason, I would say. Like you can. I would DJ with different agencies. I am with different agencies, and they all know. And I'll just be honest to them. I would
yeah,
just say, just be good, just be honest to them and say, listen, yeah, that I work for this agency as well. I work for this agency as well, because end of the day, you're self-employed. An agency is not something that um, holds you. The agency is not something that employs you. You're self-employed. You're working with that agency. You know, so it depends your relationship with that agency, how you want to keep, the gigs with them, and how you want to keep your things independent. But
definitely.
definitely be independent. Don't rely on nobody's next move to have your next move, because no, it's not. I'm not saying like someone could be I don't know, it could be malicious or whatever. But if they can, for whatever reason, can't do that anymore, you don't want to depend on that person.
You want to
So
get involved in that?
this is kind of one man game.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's you just have to have that kind of mentality of helping each other out, which is good. But at the end of the day, there's Dex and there's you, and you have to DJ somewhere, so you have to be careful how you're plotting things. I would say.
So someone asked this, which is, can you put can your friends be your promoters and managers, or do you put friends and business to one side?
No, I would have friends that are promoters. Yeah, you could have a, but it depends what nights you kind of running. But it depends what kind of friend, like how much you know that friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes some relationships get sour because of your friends. But manager wise, I would say no. Actually, yeah, manager is even even your manager could be your friend that is from way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends how honest you are with each other. And I think it's in this game, it's really to do with how honest you are and genuine you are with other people.
Yeah.
If you are a manager or someone, and if your manager honestly tells you, listen, I don't think that's a good move for you to do because it's gonna mess me up, blah blah. You can respect that. You can take it or leave it. You can say, well, you're gonna be my manager from now on, or you're gonna be like, well, because this is gonna affect you that way, don't be my manager. I'm gonna make my own decision. I wouldn't get upset at that manager because he told me right there and then. Even though I didn't like to hear that, but he told me right there and I respect it. But if he moved shifty, then later on I found that he did that and made me make that decision, and later on I found that out, then there would be a problem.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Oh, I see Austin. So let's see.
What's it? JD says hard work. JD said, nah, hard work. In terms of long, it's a long set. It's like
what's the sets like?
6-7 hour set. But like I usually do the ones. I've been usually doing the ones that have artists or boxers come through, and like the one in Oxford Street. So when you do the Oxford Street one, you just DJ 3 hours, then they come through, they do their thing, you DJ for the big, so it's like a lot of fun. So it's not like you're DJing and you're there.
Yeah.
You can make it a little fun by doing the different sections. You meet the sport guy or the guest or a special guest or something. So for me, like for me is fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like if I'm honest, because I used to work full time. I used to work full time as in oil and gas, and I stopped that. If I don't like doing something as a job, I'll find a way. I'll find a way to not do it anymore. I'll find a way to stop it, because I wouldn't do something that is continuously annoying me. If I don't like, for example, if I DJ at a club that I don't like, you're obviously not gonna get up and be like, fuck you, I'm gonna go. So you're gonna be like, find out a way to get away from that. Like,
you were saying you only lost because someone was mentioning how long the sets were.
Oh yeah. What do you mean about the JD Sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sets are long, to be honest. Yeah.
Is that one of your longest sets you've done, or have you had longer?
Longest set I've done? Nah, no. I think I've done 7 hours. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was the longest set.
Is your back not aching afterwards? Like you're not tired. You must be drained.
You get an hour lunch. Yeah, you get an hour lunch.
Hour lunch. Okay.
Yeah, you get an hour lunch, and like it's just do your thing. But the thing is, like, it depends which store you're on as well. Some of the stores are like popping. Like I got booked in Leeds, and Leeds was popping. Leeds was popping. Liverpool was popping. Most of the ones in London is popping, and depends which tracks you go to. Thirsty, definitely.
Thirsty, allow my back pains. Yeah, sometimes I get that. Like after a 5-6 hour booking, I'm done, man. Like my legs are done. The ankles are hurting.
No, people don't understand. Like when I say, listen, I want good shoes. Like, why do you want good shoes? Like, shoes is important. Like, because I'm standing on my feet.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I hate wearing I don't like wearing smart shit to gigs, because I don't want to wear shoes. So I wear trainers to the gigs.
How is it like DJing in Mahiki and those places? Like, do you have to kind of dress up smart when you're DJing, or do you not care?
No, they're relaxed about it. They're relaxed about it. I mean, they always have to look, sharp, to go in there. But they're not with the smart dress code for DJs and stuff like that. I think if you're fashionable and you're good,
cool. What's the best club you've DJed in?
The best club I DJed in. Okay,
we'll do We'll do London one, and then just any other.
Oh, London one. No. London one. Let me see. Where did I do? Well, as a height wise, or
just anything? Anything.
Proud. I would say Proud Embankment was sick. I did Proud Embankment.
Yeah.
And it was like a hip hop brunch thing, and the vibe was mad. It's like some clubs are good because of the crowd and everything, but the vibe is mad. That place is definitely mad. In London, and in Scotland, I would say Sanctuary is one.
Okay.
Sanctuary is the night. It's a good vibe, and like people are just decent there.
What's
So,
the Scottish scene like?
Scottish scene depends where you go. So if you go Glasgow and Edinburgh, like Glasgow's more open to new music. So if you have grime and all these like, so they have a grime and hip hop section that is popping, and they also have a tech house section that's popping, the Sock Club and all those places.
Yeah.
Edinburgh, it still has a good urban scene as well, but it's more commercial, so it's more because it's capital, so it's more commercial. But like Glasgow is more open to, and that's why you see all these artists when they come to Scotland, they go Glasgow. Glasgow is a place for them to go. That was one of the main reasons I moved to Glasgow, because I knew people there more. The scene is kind of different. Glasgow's more DJ based, Edinburgh's more promoter based.
But now,
So,
now you're in London.
Yeah, now I'm in London. Yeah,
So
I
do you
moved
want to
here
move? Do
about
you
a
want
year
to move
ago.
back to Scotland or not?
No, I still go up and down because I got family there.
Yeah.
And I still like the scene. I still go hang out with people, do a couple of gigs. I still get booked up there, but based on the events and parties. And I still have, and I will always have a tie there. For going and coming back. I love them guys. The Scottish guys are really, really, really nice. They're humble guys and nice guys. So I will still go
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
down,
yeah.
but I wouldn't be moving there. It's London just now. It's where it is for me right now. It's good. I mean, good contacts, a lot of people about. The scene is good. It's just what you make out of it. It's a hub. It's all about hub. It's all
Definitely.
about you. If you're in the hub, things will happen. Basically, that's my belief.
Cool, bro. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone like locking in and everything. But I've got a little. So Nathan Dawes coming on. He literally just texted me. He was like, can you do
Yeah,
tonight? So he's not coming on now, but I'm doing one tonight. But I'm gonna go eat some food as well. But yeah, man.
What time do you go on?
8 o'clock.
No. What time do you go on the thing with Bodalia?
Oh, I went 3 to 4, and then
3 to
got
4,
you,
yeah.
and then sorry, yeah, then got you 4 to 5, yeah.
4 to 5. Okay, yeah. So what are you doing the rest of the day? You got another one Nathan do later on tonight?
I got Nathan Door later, and I've just got various other DJs afterwards. But Nathan Door later, I'm gonna post it up after this. But I'm just gonna take a chill now and gonna make some dinner, early dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to tune into the Nathan Doe one, man.
Cool,
Thanks
bro.
for having me.
No, thank you, bro.
An interview. It's been
It's been good, yeah. Take care, yeah.
So I'll talk to you soon, man. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks everyone tuning in. Thank you.
Big up, big ups.
Big up.